What is good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So, yesterday I meditated and I wanted to make a video, but I felt like I really needed to sit on the information that I received and I really wanted to clarify a few things. Plus, I really feel like this video will help those who really want to understand what it means about parallel timelines and actually also dying to the old man, what that means as well. So, let's get into this video. I don't want to make it a long video, but I was meditating yesterday and I was thinking about how can I bring some information to you guys? How can we clarify it a little bit more? How can we simplify it? How can I help you guys understand that you are all that there is? And in this moment, now is all that there is. So everything exists here and now. We've been talking about that. But one of the things that I got in my consciousness was seeking and trying will never be for the one who already is. And I got it initially, of course, when I heard that. I was like, seeking and trying will never be for the one who already is. And this is in terms of parallel realities. Because if you are thinking and coming from the person who doesn't have your desire or are noticing that your desire is not there, but you are before anything in this world, this is what we don't recognize a lot of the times when we are trying to manifest or trying to do something, trying to put in all this effort to make something happen. But all the seeking and the trying is not for the one who already has their desire because they are too busy being. And then I was thinking okay, well, what about the people who aren't manifesting for their specific person to come back or that flow of money to come back or all these things? And I got the download that said you would have to see that it never left you. You would have to see that it never left you. So you would have to see that your SP never left you. You would have to see that money never left you. You would have to see that clients never left you. If you are someone who kind of has that stagnant point in your life, you would have to see that it never was. And what this means, and I was like, why? Is because you never left heaven. You were before anything, you guys. Again, before anything in this world, before your name, before circumstances, any reality that you can dream up, I am was. And it implies all things. So it's because you never left heaven. You never left your source. Ideas leave not their source, remember? So there's nowhere to get to but here. So you must bring whatever it is that you want to the present moment here and now. And I was thinking, because there's nowhere to get to, what really went off in my mind was the word nowhere. And in the word nowhere, I could kind of piece it apart. And it sounded like to me, now here. The word nowhere really says now here. So you would have to see that there's nowhere to get to because it's now here. Here and now is the only moment, you guys. And then I was thinking that your presence is the only thing that is needed. And when you break down the word presence, presence is what's needed now. So it's pre-senses. It's pre-senses. You are before the senses, pre-senses. So it already was, or pre-sent. You were pre-sent. And so I was just thinking and meditating on that for a minute. I didn't want to make a video very quickly because I was like, there's got to be something else to this that I feel like will help us understand. And then I got this scripture where it says in Jeremiah 1:15, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations. And the word consecrate means to make or declare, dedicate formally to a divine purpose. So you guys, before any reality that exists here and now, you were already thought of. You were already here. You already were before anything. So when you are down in the 3D feeling like you're struggling against a certain reality or trying to make something happen, you're not realizing your power. And so that's why I'm always really wanting you guys to realize your power before anything that you try to attach to it, any manifestation, anything that you are trying and working so hard to get into your reality. You already know that it's here now because you were before anything. So if any circumstances are appearing that you do not like, you don't want, then remember your power before anything. You claim your power. You stand in your power before anything, and you come from that. Remember, you are the I am before you filter it with anything, before any of these illusions, any of these timelines. You were before everything. And when God created you, before he formed you, he knew you and he appointed you for a divine purpose, and that is to be the source. That is to be the source amongst many nations, a prophet to the nations. What is a prophet to the nations? For you to declare that you are the source here and now, for you to prophesy and to call forth that which you want here and now, for you to tell this 3D world who you are and what you want, what you already have. You're supposed to tell it all that you already have, what you desire. So if you're going through things with your specific person, let's just say that your specific person, you would have to see that they never left you, that there was never anything wrong, that nothing ever happened between you guys. You would have to see that it never happened. And why? Because all the seeking and trying that you're doing from the one who is not, that reality does not exist for the one who already is in the relationship with their specific person. So in this, it's two different realities. But when you are trying and forcing and seeing that they're not there, and you are trying to make it so, you're not seeing that your power is before anything, before the circumstance. So you are trying to mess with the circumstance, trying to fix the circumstance, when you just choose the fact that you were before anything. And you would have to say, oh, well, they never left. I would have to see that they never left. I would have to see that this money problem was never there. I would have to see that the clients never stopped coming. I would have to see that whatever it is I feel that I'm missing, it never left. Because when you are seeking and trying, that is for the one that is not. But when you are being, then it just is. You already have your desire. You will have to see that you were before anything. All right. And so the past never happened to the one who already is. Trying to make a past for the one who already is cannot accept a past where they were not, because they were already that which they are. So this really goes into parallel realities and really freeing yourself from linear time, from this linear thinking here. Because when you are thinking that the past for the past, it's like you're trying to connect what is currently going on, you and your SP not being together, for the time that you guys will be together. But it's two different people with two different storylines. The one who already has never had that experience where you guys were fighting, where you were going through whatever you were doing, whatever it is, the timing that you felt that it took, all these things, it never was for the person who already is in that reality. And how would you know? Because a lot of the times we are trying to piece what was in the past, trying to connect the dots to when we're finally together, when it's two different states, two different realities. So that frees you from this linear time, that frees you from the parallel reality of trying to fix things. Because remember, creation is finished, all scripts are written, everything is already done. So you would have to drop and die to the old you before you can be made anew. And this is what it is, you guys. So from Deuteronomy 32:52, there's a passage that I really like where it says, although you shall see from a distance the land that I am giving the Israelites, you shall not enter it. And then that's when Moses died. Remember, Neville Goddard talks about it in The Art of Dying. But you shall see, you can imagine, you can envision, you can think, you can affirm, you can do all these things. But until you decide that you are the person who already is, who claims your power as the only source, and not the 3D as the source, and not trying to move things around to make that one reality change into what you desire, when you see that you already were, then you cannot enter into that new reality. You can't until you become crucified with Christ. Christ consciousness, being conscious of already being that which you desire to be. You cannot move into that reality, because I don't know if you guys ever read that passage, but the Israelites, when they were going through all the stuff that they were going through, all them 40 days and 40 nights of complaining and when are we going to have this? When am I going to do this? When they were only 11 days away, it took them that long because they were not dying to the old them. They could not inherit God's promises. They could see the land, but they could not go in it until they became crucified and drop the old them, die to the old man, and then they can inherit God's promises. So the same goes for you. But remember, before anything, there is nothing to do. There is nowhere to go. That's why it's all here now. It's now here. It's now here. It's here now. And your presence, you being present, seeing things the way that you desire them to be right here and now. That was pre-sent. You were pre-sent. It's pre-senses. It's before what you can think, what you can feel. That's why your thoughts don't matter. That's why your feelings don't matter when it comes to your desires. They already just are. Before you could even ask, God answers. You can have your desires, you guys, but it comes with just realizing that it's already here. And that's by you deciding and realizing that, hey, I am source and there is nothing that is withheld from me. I just claim my power and I stand in my power because I was made for that divine purpose to declare who I am, a prophet to many nations. So I just declare that I have my desires now. And before you guys get onto me, I'm not saying don't do your affirmations, don't do your techniques, don't do any of that. What I'm saying and what I always say is that you guys are the source. You were before the circumstances. So know your power. Know when you are doing it from being the source and not the little you who thinks they are the one moving the pieces. When you do it from knowing that you were before anything, that you were I am, and within I am, you have all things. When you are doing it from there, it is a done deal. It is now. You are declaring instead of hoping, instead of trying, instead of trying to fix, instead of seeking. The end of seeking is knowing, is being. And there's this thing where people are thinking a lot of times that you be, do, and have. But for me, it's always been be, have, and do, because be, do, and have really keeps you in the middle when that do is there, because you think that there's something that you must do to have, but it's always being. When you're being I am, that means that you have all things, and then the doing comes back to who you are being. You're just being, you're just choosing to be. The doing is in the being. So it's whoever you're being, you're going to do it because you already have your desires. So it's not anything that you have to effort up against, that you have to strive to fix or achieve. It just comes natural when you're thinking from that point of view. So I want you guys to really think about that instead of trying to be, do, so you can have. No, you already are. So you're being, you're having your desire, and then you're just doing what feels inspired to you, whether that's nothing, whether that's something, whether that is putting in some sort of action, whether it is allowing things to unfold for you. But it's the fact that you already know who you are. Who you are within this is above everything. You are above everything. You are not separate from anything. You are beyond space and time. You are beyond anything that you can think of in this world, anything that you think that you can add to yourself. You cannot, because you are all things. So I tell you guys all the time, and I've mentioned this in a few of my videos, that manifestation, and I feel, again, I need to say this, that manifestation is not about adding anything to I am. You can't add or take away from I am because you have all things. But it is about the removal of this little us, slowly, that figuring out that it was never us who was doing all this work. It was just the fact that we are the perceiver. So it's removing the veils, removing the illusions of I am not, or I don't have, or the separation. It is removing the fact that you are separate. And that's the only thing that you're really doing, is removing the thoughts that I do not have, so you can inherit that land. That's the only thing that's stopping you, is thinking that you are separate. All right. So I love you guys. I hope that this video resonates with you. I just wanted to keep it very simple today, and get down in the comments and let me know. And yeah, you guys, I'm just so excited for us that we are growing, and also the clients that I've been working with long term too have been having the most amazing, 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 life-changing results. So if that's something that interests you, definitely get down in the description box below and book a session with me by phone or email. I would love to assist you and show you who your true power. Plus, don't forget to join our Discord for like-minded individuals over there. So once again, imagination, the true reality, is on your side, and I am too. Bye.